I'm so accustomed to Zoom here that when I look at the screen and I don't see my smiling face, I think there's something wrong.
Okay, Mayor, it is 6:30.
Call this meeting to order for June 8th, 2021. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mayor Richard Boss, well, I see
Here.
that you're there. Mayor Pro Tem Nadia Sykes,
Here,
Commissioner Sharon McDonald is not here yet. Oh, wait a second. She is actually joining us right now. So I'll come back to her in just a moment. Commissioner Josh Rudin,
Here.
Commissioner Susan Payne. She is in the room.
here, sorry.
Commissioner Dusty Wright. Is he there in the room?
Yeah, here.
I see him raising his hand. Okay. Commissioner Jason Baldwin.
Present.
I'm going back to Commissioner Sharon McDonald. I see that you're on mute.
Present.
City Manager Brian Caesar.
Here.
City Attorney Patria Bengoshe.
Here.
The clerk is present. Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
If everyone would please stand, we'll have the invitation will be given by Commissioner McDonald and followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. It will be led to the right.
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for this meeting, and we ask that you bless all that are attending. Give us the wisdom and courage to do what is right. Bless our community. Bless Otero County and the entire state of New Mexico. And Lord, as we see devastation going on everywhere, keep us safe and keep us from all hurt, harm, and danger. Bless us all. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All means pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
Thank you. We'll move on to approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Have a motion from Commissioner Payne to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
I have a second from Commissioner Reardon. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'm assuming everyone voted aye. The motion passes 7-0. The agenda is approved as presented. We'll move on to presentations. Proclamation for a post-stress disorder awareness month, and I'm going to present a proclamation for that. As mayor, I have the distinct honor and privilege of recognizing organizations, events, individuals, and groups that deserve special recognition. I do this on behalf of myself, our city commissioners and staff, and our entire community. This evening, we are recognizing those fellow citizens that suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. I do this special recognition and proclamation from the city of Alamogordo executive officers. Whereas for centuries, we have recognized post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and whereas PTSD can affect people of all ages, children through seniors, and whereas treatment for PTSD is available, and whereas it is up to each of us to know that the PTSD assessment form is a major tool to seek medical assistance, and whereas June has been declared as PTSD Awareness Month each year around the world. And whereas PTSD Awareness Month urges all to seek help for those who may have PTSD and require medical assistance. Now therefore, I, Richard Boss, Mayor of the City of Alamogordo, New Mexico, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2021 as PTSD Awareness Month in Alamogordo, and urge all citizens to learn about PTSD assessment form and to use it as a tool to assist those affected by PTSD to obtain medical assistance. We want public comment. Rachel, do we have any public comment this evening?
Sir, we have no public comment. That's 3 o'clock.
Thank you. We'll move on to our city manager's report. Brian Caesar, I think is up there to give this report.
Yes, I have a number of items for tonight. First, I'd like to congratulate Josh Sides for this next fiscal year, FY22. He was notified that he would be, or the Keep Alamogordo Beautiful would be receiving $47,784.35. This is the highest amount that's been awarded in the state of New Mexico. So congratulations to him. Just for comparison purposes, in FY21, Keep Alamogordo Beautiful received a little over $39,000. In FY20, it was awarded a little over $13,000, and the same amount for FY19. So this is good news for Alamogordo. We have a number of major projects that are finally moving forward. The Scenic Extension, a project that's been going on for quite a number of years. The bid opening is tomorrow at 2 o'clock. So at the next commission meeting, we will, assuming there are no issues with the bids, we'll bring that forward for your approval. The Bonita Lake Dam improvements, that will be opening on July 15th. And the rebid for the land, for the landfill closure will be on the 22nd of July. And last but not least, I know you're really enjoying being at the Civic Center, but the next commission meeting will be back in chambers on June 22nd. Facility maintenance and MIS are finishing up some of the upgrades in the chambers. If you haven't had a chance to see what they've been doing, next time you're in City Hall, stop by. We can get you in there to take a look. It won't be totally complete. A lot of the public seating that had been taken out over the years will be brought back out of storage and brought back into chambers, but we're not going to hold up having the meeting in chambers to await the seating. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Brian. Move on to remarks and inquiries by the city commission. Does the city commission have any comments they would like to make?
I just have a couple of very brief comments. First of all, Mayor, thank you for the proclamation for PTSD. There are a lot of people who suffer from PTSD, and maybe because I've been active in which we blow off fireworks reduced, a lot of people talk to me about PTSD and fireworks. So thank you for that proclamation. And I hope that people take it to heart and do find out more about it and get treatment for PTSD. Then it just begs the situation here. I just want to congratulate Josh Sides once again. That's pretty incredible. And I know that the money will go to good use. So thank you. But I also would like to say that on my way in tonight, I thought the kitchen looked beautiful here at the Lillian Strata, and whoever designed the floors did a really nice job, and it's looking really, really good. So thank you for all
Make a comment. Today, I myself and my great-great-granddaughter just at the zoo. We do that at least once a week. We've been doing that since the weather has become warmer. I've got to tell you, I've been so impressed every time I've been in the zoo that all the things that are going on there, and they're all things that are for comfort and viewing for the public. And there's so many things that have been done. I'm not going to tell you about them because I want everybody to go down there. They're doing some things at the north end of the zoo today by the wolf exhibit. But, you know, I'm telling you, I've been in there many, many times with my great-granddaughter, and there's always some project going on, or something bettering the zoo, and it's really nice. And there's also a lot of people there, and some of them you can tell when you look at the license plates and they're from other places other than Alamogordo. But anyway, I would encourage all of you to go down there, and when you see someone, one of the employees down there, tell them what a great job they're doing, because they are doing it fantastic. Okay, well, no other comments. We'll move on to the consent agenda with any commissioner. Staff, would you like to pull an item from the consent agenda?
All right, I'd like to pull item 3.
Commissioner Reardon is pulling item 3. So any others? If not, do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda as adjusted? I remove 3.
I'll move the minutes and consider and act upon the resolution for approval of our local government division. Those are items 2 and 4, pulling item 3.
I have a motion from Commissioner Sykes, Mayor Pro Tem Sykes, to approve the consent agenda as adjusted. Do I hear a second? A second from Commissioner Wright. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Jason Baldwin,
Aye.
Nadia Sykes,
Aye.
Josh Reardon, Sharon McDonald,
Aye.
Dusty Wright, Susan Payne, she's
I don't know why you can't hear me, I'm sorry. Aye.
Richard Haas.
Aye. I think motion passes 7-0. We'll move on to items removed from the consent agenda. Being item 3, consider an act upon resolution number 2021-21, removing uncollectible and unsecured utility, library, public housing authority, return checks, and other miscellaneous accounts from the city's accounts receivable. I believe we have, do you want to comment on it before we get a presentation?
Either way.
Suraj?
Either way, yeah, I can. The reason I pulled this is got a call from Brian Caesar today on the list number 6. I happened to be on there, and it was a customer's house that was supposed to be billed to the customer, but for some reason it got billed to me, so I needed to see how y'all wanted to handle it. It's been 4 years. It was back in 2017, so I say I can't go back and bill my customer for it, but staff at the time should have billed that particular customer for it. Was a water tap. I had Brian check into it, so I didn't know if you guys want, we can pull that off and then I can hash that out with staff, or we can leave it on there and then I'll just abstain from voting on it, however y'all want to do it. So it was 1,500 and some change, I think.
Any comments?
Yeah, 1550. I say this, whenever they did it, I arranged it for the customer, but staff was supposed to bill it to the customer. But they got it billed to me. That's why my name's on this list.
Let's go ahead and get Sue Ash, our county manager, to give us some information on that. Sue? Rudy?
So actually, Mayor Boss, you have Evelyn Huff tonight instead of Sue. So this is the annual write-off list that we bring every year, including our water department, our housing, library, parks and rec, anything like that, including our miscellaneous receivables. The entry that Commissioner Reardon is referring to is on the miscellaneous receivables. It was a bill dated 2/28/2017 for an address on Ocotillo for a 1-inch service line. So we did look to see if we had the backup in the office. It is not in the office. It is archived somewhere. So we did not try and find the archive box. But that's something we can do if we need to. But it is on the miscellaneous receivable list.
Any other comments?
I just have a question, Evelyn. If you could just let us know what the total is for these non-receivables that we're going to be writing off tonight?
For all of them, for all the departments, the total is $63,077.60.
And just so everybody knows, we have see this in our agenda book. We all know what that number is, but in a public meeting like this, I want everybody to know what we're writing off at this point. That's a significant amount of money. That would fund the RSVP program at the senior center.
Any other comments, questions? Yeah.
I think we probably need to answer Commissioner Reardon's question.
Yeah, like I say, if we want to pull it off, and I can hash it out with staff later, then I can vote on it. If we don't, if y'all decide to leave it on the list, then I can do abstain from voting, so. It's up to you guys, I'll leave it important.
And Josh, I think you said something significant right off the bat. It's been 4 years.
Yeah.
And we didn't bill it with the customer.
That was my question. to
So
Brian,
I
was
would
like,
say,
it's not like you
leave it
guys
on
took-
the list and.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Well, it was, my thing is, it's not like they didn't know how to find it, you know what I mean? It's,
Right.
I don't remember ever receiving a bill for it, after the address, I remember the project, but it's, kind of is what it is. I say, if y'all want to try to collect it, we can.
I'll make a motion that we approve item 3, consider an act upon resolution number 2021-21. Do I hear a second?
We leaving it on there?
We're leaving it on there.
I'm gonna abstain from voting. I'll say.
Second from Commissioner Wright. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry.
Aye.
That's a roll call vote. I apologize. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Jason Baldwin,
Aye.
Nadia Sykes,
Aye.
and Josh Reardon, you're abstaining. Sharon McDonald,
Aye.
Misty Wright, Susan Payne,
Aye.
Richard Buss.
Motion passes 6-4 with 1 abstention. Move on to new business. Item 5, consider an act upon award of a well and pump services on-call agreement to statewide drilling. We have Bob Johnson here tonight, I believe. Well, good evening, Bob, our engineering manager. Bob, we can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Just now.
Okay. Mr. Mayor, members of the commission, city manager Caesar, the item for you is to approve the award of a well and pump services on-call agreement to Statewide Drilling, Inc. The city does maintain an on-call agreement for well and pump services in support of existing water wells, monitoring wells, and various pumps throughout the city's infrastructure. The city issued a request for proposals number 2021-03, advertised on April the 11th. We received 2 proposals on May the 11th, 2021, and Statewide Drilling provided the highest scored proposal. I stand ready to answer any questions.
Any commissioner have any questions? If not, do I hear a motion to approve item 5?
So moved.
I have a motion from Commissioner Reardon to item 5, which is consider an act upon award of a well and pump services on-call agreement to Statewide Drilling. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
A second from Commissioner Wright. All those in favor, aye. Those opposed, nay.
Aye. Sorry, it's late.
The motion passes 7-0.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Bob. Have a good evening.
Thanks, you too.
Item 6, consider act upon proposed additional AFRC staffing to expand traditional programming in youth and pool areas. We have Heather here tonight.
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, City Commissioners, and City Manager Caesar. Rachel actually has a PowerPoint for me. She's going to share it for me. As you know, I came before you a few months ago to add back some of my seasonal staff to help us get up and running as things opened up. Now I need to potentially add more staff so that we can expand more on our traditional recreational programming. So feel free to ask questions at any time, and I'll just go through what I have real quick. Next slide, please. So we've been able to open in limited capacities right now that follow the state health code guidelines. Since we're looking to open up mid-summer, July, end of June into July, we would like to add additional staffing in order to expand our traditional programming that we've offered in the past. So far, this is what we've been able to offer. Pool programs, we've had the APS swim team have practices throughout the spring. We've been offering lap swim and aqua walking sessions for adults. We've also been doing youth swim lessons. We would like to be able to add more lifeguards and offer some public swim sessions. We're getting quite a few inquiries about that. I just got a third seasonal lifeguard. We had 3 positions that we added in March. I just got the third one filled on Monday. So we're hoping to add some public swim sessions fairly soon, but adding the 3 additional in July would help us expand that even more. Youth programs, we have our summer camp going in a traditional summer. It's a full day camp. We are having to do AM and PM sessions because right now I only have 2 staff members for youth programs. They're both full-time and they work 48 hours a week. And I haven't been able to fill the other positions yet, but if I can get the year-round part-time, which more people may be looking for year-round work rather than seasonal, we can potentially expand the number of participants we have in those youth programs. We also will need those additional staffing to run our after-school program. Since the seasonals will go away at the end of the summer, we need to add them so that we can have our after-school program, which we had about 35 to 40 kids before COVID. Our rec aides will also help with our basketball sessions and holiday camps that we offer through the youth programs. We've been offering some basketball sessions. We have actually had no one sign up for those. So we're probably going to hold off until we can start doing drop-ins again for the basketball gym. That was the most popular usage for the basketball gym. Park rentals, we've been continuing to do pavilions and park space rentals. And then we also have leagues going. The Girls Fast Pitch League is going. I know the USSSA Adult League just started this week, and we have flag football going as well. So those are the things we've been able to do, but we'd like to be able to expand on some of those areas. Next slide, please. So what I'm proposing is adding 3 summer seasonal lifeguards, hopefully around July 1 or as soon thereafter. That way it would allow us to expand the pool programs, like I said, to include more public swim, some potentially fitness classes and more fitness opportunities, as well as some teen opportunities. They're an age group in this community that's pretty underrepresented as far as activities. So we'd like to be able to offer some stuff for them. And then the other area is adding 2 part-time year-round rec aides. Again, proposed start July 1. They typically help out most in the after-school program throughout the year, but if I could get them in the summer, we could potentially, like I said, expand our Camp Cottonwood numbers. Right now, I can only have 15 in the morning, 15 campers in the morning and 15 campers in the afternoon. So we could potentially grow that a little bit if I could get more staff. Like I said before, they will help with the after school. In our after school program, we pick kids up from the different public schools, bring them back to the rec center. And I can't run van routes with only 2 staff members. They also will help with holiday camps, like spring break, Christmas break, those, as well as our youth basketball seasons that run in the fall and in the winter. Next slide, please. So budget impact, to add the 3 lifeguards for the remainder of this summer and also for summer 2022. The total cost is going to be $11,100. I broke it down on basically what the cost is per lifeguard. As far as the rec aides, since it's a year-round position, the cost is $40,660. And that will cover them through all of FY22. Potential program revenues that we can make by getting these positions is approximately $117,000. That would allow us to expand potential pool revenue to $12,600, and then youth programs, where we make most of our revenue from the after-school programs and the basketball, would be $104,400. For every lifeguard, that doesn't get approved, if I only get 2 approved, I essentially lose about $4,200 in revenue for every lifeguard that isn't budgeted. So having the more staff is really going to be able to allow us to make more revenue as well. Next slide. Basically, I'm just asking for you guys' approval to add back more staff and hopefully get to expand even more on what we've been doing so far. Are there any questions?
Anyone?
My daughter's actually attending Camp Cottonwood this year, and they are very understanding. She wanted to come in and make a public comment this afternoon about, Dad, you need to hire more lifeguards so we can get the pool. So I just wanted to reiterate that to you guys. That's what she told me to tell you. So
thank you. Yeah, compared in 2019, I had approximately 28 to 32 staff. And right now, not including myself, I have 8. So we're operating at about 1/4 of what I was 2 summers ago.
And like I say, I'd like to make a motion to approve item 6.
A motion to Commissioner Reardon to approve item 6. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
A second from Commissioner Wright. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion passes 6 with 1 person.
I was an aye.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Heather, thank you so much. Great presentation.
Thank you.
Okay. We didn't have a tie vote.
We didn't.
No.
I'm sorry, my brother is sick and I just got a call.
Move on to item 7, consider and act upon a letter of intent with Primary Gen Solar LLC to lease 35.62 acres of land. And we have Lori. Yeah, there's Lori. Hi, good evening, Lori. We have Lori Anderson here with the Hotel Economic Development Council to give us information on that.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, Sykes, and Commissioners. Thank you for having me tonight. I'm here representing my client, Synergen Solar. What they're wanting to do is their ask is to lease 35.62 acres of the old landfill. Just to give you a little background on Synergen Solar, is that they are a battery storage facility. They provide solar systems for commercial, industrial, nonprofit organizations, to the community in general. And with all the legislation that has passed at the beginning of this year for New Mexico, we have been a target for several solar companies coming in and wanting to lease land from us. But what makes Synergen Solar stand out is that they are very successful, and what they're known to do is to build these solar gardens, solar systems on old landfills. They feel it makes a really good use of the old landfills. So they've already identified the location of where they would like to put their site at. So in order for them to get into the program for what they need to do, they do have to submit an interconnection application that allows them to reserve capacity on their solar grid. Since legislative session, the limited capacity is 200 megahertz, and it's filling up quickly. So people have to submit this application. They have to be accepted into the program. And with that being said, part of the due diligence process on their end is that they have to identify sites in where they would like to have their projects. And so I come before you today as they have identified the location that they want, the 35.62. It's on the south end of the old landfill. At that point, what happens is we just need a letter of intent so that they could submit that along with their application so that they could get accepted into the program. Once we'll be optimistic here, once that they are accepted into the program, at that point, they're going to start their whole process in regards to the due diligence. They will have to do a feasibility study. They will do an environment, test the environment. They already know how to build their solar projects onto those landfills. So, but all that cost comes onto the client themselves. They're the ones who will end up footing that bill. With that being said, I know I'm missing something here. So just to give you an idea in regards to the project. So once they're accepted into the program, they do start their process from beginning to end. And that generally runs about everything that they have to do, permitting, the studies. They typically run concurrently, but it would be anywhere between 9 to 12 months. It'll take 9 to 12 months in order to get that to fruition, sometimes even up to 18 months. But they are part of it is that they are waiting for the PRC to set regulations. And so this is a process. In order for them to do that, we have to have a letter of intent from the city that the city would agree to engage in a lease agreement with our clients. I stand for questions.
Anybody have any questions, Commissioner?
Is this land, is it just directly east of like that effluent pond that we have there on the west side of the bypass? You know what I mean? I'm trying to get the boundaries of where it sits in the old landfill. It's on the southern end, but it might be a Brian question.
It's almost directly east of the new desal facility.
Desal, okay. I can see something in the picture, but there's something covering it there, so. How do they gain access to it? We're coming off the bypass, or are we gonna have to come through?
No, they'd have to access it off of First Street.
Okay.
And that's assuming that their application is approved by the state, they're granted so many credits, and then there would have to be negotiations between the city and the company, and then ultimately approval by the city commission for that lease agreement. And that's way down the road.
Is this actually the old portion of the landfill, or is this the portion that was never really used?
No, this segment, it was used. There are some old cells underneath the, was it a little over 35 acres that they're looking at?
Anyone know? Any other commissioner have any comments, questions of board?
Let's make a motion to approve item 7.
I have a motion from Commissioner Reardon to approve item 7, which is to act upon a letter of intent General Solar for a lease of 35.62 acres. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second from Mayor Pro Tem Sykes. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Lauren,
Thank you. Thank you.
Move on to item 8, consider act upon ordinance 1631, case Z 2021. Collins Tracks, track 16, replat A from R1 single family dwelling to MH1 manufactured housing subdivision. We have with us Stella Real, our city planner this evening, I believe. Stella, you there? There you are. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem Commissioners, City Manager. Yes, tonight I come in front of you with a request to consider and act upon ordinance number 1631, also known as case Z-2021-0002A. The ordinance to amend the zoning map is to change the zoning, as you said, for the parcel known as Collins Track, Track 16, replat A. I won't give you an address because there isn't an address assigned at this point for that. The personal representative for the estate of Natividad and Cecilia Garcia is Mr. Michael D. Garcia, their son, and he is present tonight to answer any questions. I'm not going to share my slideshow with you like I normally do. I'm just going to try and bring up a zoning map to show you the area. Let's see if I can get it in here. Okay, can you all see that?
No.
You can't see it? Okay. Let me see. I don't know why I have such trouble sharing sharing screen with you all. Let me try it one more time. How's that? Still nothing? No. And I'm losing sound too. I can't hear you, Rachel. Anyway, can you all hear me?
Yes, the reason
Yeah.
you can't hear Rachel is because she's muted.
Oh, okay. She's smiling. Okay, so.
You want me to share your PowerPoint, Stella?
You can just take it to the zoning map. That's really all I really care for anyone to see, just to show the location. So the zoning map is page 3. Okay, so you'll see the arrow pointing there. This is within a R1 zoning district. It was annexed in 1959 and has never been changed. Mr. Garcia is actually in the process of selling that parcel, and the new owners are looking at bringing in a manufactured home. So in order to do that, we have to change the zoning designation. And this entire area is actually separate parcels. It's not a park. They're individual lots. So therefore, that's why we are going with the MH1 manufactured housing subdivision. As you can see, it's along right off of Mescalero. And the reason it doesn't have an address is because it was addressed wrong many years ago. So I'm going to have to try and figure that out, because what you see there to the east of it is somewhat of an alley. It's not a dedicated road. So I took this in front of planning and zoning. Well, let me back up a little bit. The application was actually filed on April 1st of 2021. I did publish a legal ad in the Alamogordo Daily News on April 18th, 2021. I sent 8 letters by certified return receipt mail to all the property owners within the 200 feet from the property, excluding public right of way. As of June 1st, 2021, there has been 1 letter returned undeliverable, and I have not received any letters or phone calls of opposition. This item was taken in front of our Planning and Zoning Board on May 6, 2021 for their recommendation. The Planning and Zoning Board recommended approval by a vote of 4-0. I, as staff, recommend approval, and I stand for any questions at this time. I am not hearing anybody.
We can't hear Stella either. Oh, we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? I lose you. I'm in City Hall. I don't know why I'm losing you, Bet. I cannot hear anyone if anyone's talking.
Mayor, we
lost
can't
everybody
hear
too,
you.
Stella.
Yeah, we can hear Stella, but we can't hear you at the Civic Center.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't hear anyone there.
Can you hear me, Stella?
I can. It seems like I'm having trouble hearing the ones that are at the Civic Center. Commissioner McDonald?
Well, unless there's some discussion, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda item, but I've not even seen any of them on the screen. Let's hope nothing happened. They didn't lose power or anything like that.
I see them on the screen. I just don't hear them at all.
And I can see and hear you.
I can hear Commissioner McDonald. It just seems like the problem is with the folks at the Civic Center.
It is. Let's give them a second to kind of work it out, and let's just see if they can do it, because we're all having the same issue at this point.
Oh, okay, great. Okay.
Stella, go ahead and mute yourself, because I started hearing him when you muted.
Can you hear us now, Brian?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we hear the Civic Center. It was all Stella's fault.
There is a motion on the table made by Commissioner Reardon.
No, actually, I just had a question on that.
Oh, I thought you had.
Yeah, I haven't yet, no. Stella, I just had a question. How large is that piece of property? Do we know? Is it a couple acres or is it one lot?
It is one lot. I'm sorry, I don't have the dimensions of that lot, but it's not, it's probably not more than 3,000 square feet, or I'm sorry, 6,000 square feet.
This is David Garcia. I believe it's 65 by.
Get muted again.
Rachel?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
I said Commissioner Reardon Baldwin and take the motion.
So Mr. David, he's muted right now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes, that lot is 65 by 110.
110, okay. Are you just planning on doing one mobile home on it or?
Yes. Yes.
Stella, are you talking? Can you hear us? That's an.
I can hear you, it seems like, as long as I mute myself.
That's an area where there's kind of a mixture of single family dwellings and mobile homes, am I correct?
Yes, sir, you are correct. It's, there's a combination of manufactured homes within single dwellings, family dwellings. It's pretty mixed over there.
We do have a motion. Is there any other discussion? We have a motion from Commissioner Baldwin.
I'll second.
I have a second from Commissioner Wright. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Jason Baldwin,
Aye.
Nadia Sykes,
Aye.
Josh Rudin. Josh?
Can you hear me again? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Sharon McDonald,
Aye.
Dusty Wright, Susan Payne,
Aye.
Richard Buss.
Aye. 0, item 8, ordinance 16-231. We'll move on to item 9. Consider an act upon ordinance 1632, amending section 18-02-0808 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Alamogordo, New Mexico, increasing the salary of the temporary municipal judge. And we have with us tonight our city attorney, Patricia Mendoza, to give us our information. Patricia.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem Commissioners, City Manager. It is worth noting there is an error on the agenda. This should say consider an act upon ordinance 1632 for first publication. So this ordinance just simply changes the salary of the temporary municipal judge from $75 a day to $125 a day. Judge Lee asked me to bring this forward. It has not been updated in over 20 years. And sometimes a temporary judge will come in and just work the morning. Sometimes they will work a full 8 to 9 hours on a Wednesday. So he thought that $125 would be more fair. It is budget neutral and will be absorbed within the court's budget.
Any questions, comments?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion from Commissioner Wright to approve item 9, which is consider on ordinance 1632, amending section 8.
I'll second.
That was. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Rachel, I believe
Okay.
that we have a roll call.
Jason Baldwin,
Aye.
Nadia Sykes, Josh Burden, Sharon McDonald,
Aye.
Dusty Wright,
Aye.
Susan Payne,
Aye.
Richard Buss.
Aye. Motion 7-0. Move on to item 10. Consider an act upon resolution 2021-23 authorizing the release of certain liens that fall outside the statute of limitations. And again, we have Patricia Mendoza, our city attorney, to give us information. Patricia.
Again, there is an error on the agenda. I apologize. It does say on the fiscal impact, there is an extra digit in there. It is just over $21,000 in liens here. These are past the 4-year statute of limitations. I can tell you that my office has been working really hard at collecting liens for the city. Our finance director, Evelyn, was able to get me some numbers today. In fiscal year 19, we collected just under $40,000 in liens. In fiscal year 20, we collected just over $43,000 in liens. And so far this year, we've collected just under $50,000 in liens. So we have done almost everything we can to collect these liens. The foreclosure moratoriums have made it difficult for us to go in and foreclose on these liens. So since they are past the statute of limitations, we're asking that we release them. And like I said, it's about $21,014.95. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Yeah, I have a question.
Commissioner Payne.
No, I'm not gonna ask it. That's okay. It's not appropriate. Never mind.
Anyone else? No. Do I hear a motion to approve item 10?
So moved.
I have a motion from Commissioner Boone to approve item 10, which is consider an act upon resolution 2023. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
I have a second from Mayor Pro Tem Sykes. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Jason Baldwin,
Aye.
Nadia Sykes,
Aye.
Josh Burden, Sharon McDonald,
Aye.
Wright,
Aye.
Susan Payne,
Aye.
Richard Buss.
Aye. Motion passes 7-0. We'll move on to item 11, appointments to boards and committees. We do have a vacancy in one of our boards. I'm going to go ahead and list all the vacancies that we have. We have Airport Zoning Board, there's one vacancy, there's no applications received for that one. The Alamogordo Promotions Board, there's one vacancy for an at-large representative position. This vacancy is due to the expiring term of Bob Flott. The following individuals are interested in being appointed. Bob Flott would like to be reappointed for his 9th term. And we also have Yenia Perez, and I hope I pronounced that right. If appointed, this would be her 1st term. I have reviewed all the applications from both parties, and I'm going to appoint Bob Flott. He worked there for the 9th term and actually did a good job on that. And I want to thank him for all the service he's given the city over that period of time. And I want to thank Ms. Perez for her application, but I am going to appoint Bob Flott unless the commissioner that opposes that. Then Bob Flott is so appointed to that position. If anyone is interested in serving on a board or committee, you may apply to the city clerk's office or online at the city's website. Okay, if there's no other business to go to the city, do I have a motion to adjourn? Yes, I do. Commissioner Reardon, do I have a second? I have a second from Commissioner Wright. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Motion passes 7-0. Good evening, everyone. We are adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.